Hey guys, so if you stuck until the end, I have some questions that I channeled that I'm going to be shuffling for Jonghyun to answer, and I'm going to start with the first one after I get a quick drink. He really came through in the cards. You can definitely tell with all the fire energy because he is an Aries. But I'm just going to read you guys the first question I have for him that you may be curious about. So the first question is, will you come back on Earth? Jonghyun, will you come back on Earth? Because Dolores Cannon said you might need to relearn some things. If you guys don't know who Dolores Cannon is, she's basically, she's passed on, but basically she is a quantum healing hypnosis therapist, and she put people under past life regressions. Basically, in short, she said people who have passed away like Jonghyun has, with suicide, they have to relearn their lesson again, and that's why I'm asking this question. So, will you need to come back on Earth? That was very, very fast. Did you guys? The 10 of Swords and the 7 of Pentacles. So, the 10 of Swords is like a betrayal, and the 7 of Pentacles is like working almost too hard on something and waiting for it to grow. So I feel like yes, he probably will, but I'm going to clarify. He wants me to use the Major Arcana deck. Okay, the Rider Tarot deck is what this one is. So Jonghyun, will you be coming back on Earth soon? Will you be reincarnating? Will you be learning a new lesson on Earth? Will you be coming? Oh, wow. The Wheel of Fortune. Yes. It's about karma. I definitely think so. I definitely think he's coming back. Jonghyun, can you clarify these cards, please? He says not this one. The reverse deck. Okay. Can you clarify? Can you clarify the cards? Thank you. So, oh, you're joking. The King and Queen of Pentacles, the same. That's a confirmation. So, it's gonna be about his stability again, with whether that be him joining a K-pop group whenever he reincarnates, or maybe just about how he makes money in general. It's gonna be about the same scenario. But he's gonna be stable, and it's gonna be basically about his stability. With one of them reversed and one of them upright, it's saying, maybe, oh my gosh, maybe he's gonna come back as a female. The female's the one that's upright. And if you can tell at the top, I have like a little sign where I put RF, like right here. And this is like the male in reverse. So he's not gonna come back as a dude. He's gonna be probably a female. That is so cool. Okay, Jonghyun, can you clarify this? If you're coming back to Earth. I don't think it could get any more clear, guys, with the Wheel of Fortune card. We take the one that followed. 3 of Wands. It's about expansion. Knight of Wands was in the back. Can you clarify that? Oh, 2. It's like making a decision. Traveling. Absolutely. Yeah, he's going to be coming back, guys. You may not recognize him, but you'll recognize his energy. But I feel like he's going to be like a girl. You know, like, I got hunches when the fact that this card came out, Destiny, it's like in his destiny. You know what I'm saying? Okay, that's answered that. I'm gonna reshuffle these decks so that each time you get answers that aren't the same. But my second question to him is how he feels currently, where he's at. So, you know. And also, while we're waiting, I'm shuffling, about the reincarnations thing. Basically, we all come here to learn lessons, and we come here in different lives. And we have different roles, we're different races, we're different genders every single time. Based on what we need to learn. So So my second question is for you, Jonghyun. How do you feel right now where you're at currently? Jonghyun, how do you feel? How do you feel? How do you feel, Jonghyun? Okay, you guys, we got the Wheel of Fortune again. He feels very fortunate. He feels like it was his destiny. And we have the Two of Swords, so with this pairing, he's kind of like, I feel like he kind of regrets his death. He regrets it because now he knows I have to redo this life now. And he's kind of avoiding this. He's kind of putting off. So can you clarify the Two of Wands? I kind of feel like he doesn't want to go back to Earth just yet as this new person. That's so cool. So Jonghyun, thank you. This is reversed and this is upright. Ace of Swords, King of Pentacles, you guys. He's not sure about coming here because he doesn't know, like, he wants to know if it's truly the right time, you know, it's about truths, it's about victories. He feels like maybe, victory in reverse. He feels like maybe he could have done more, maybe he should have stayed, you know, things like that. Like, he feels like it was wrong for him to pass so soon, but with the Wheel of Fortune, it was meant, you know, it was maybe not the way we wanted, or maybe not the way he wanted, but it was meant. Okay, I'll let you take that one. Wands, it's him. Knight or Page of Wands. So, it was meant for him. He meant it was inspired action, right? He just acted first, and now that he's thinking about it, he's like, the act first, think later. He's like, well, I don't really want to be here. And, ooh, I got shivers right when, yeah. He's like, ooh, I don't really want to be here, but, and even though, like, it already happened, he knows he's in a stable place. He feels stable now, but he kind of regrets, like, what he did. Can you clarify this, Jonghyun? Can you clarify this energy? Thank you, sir. Okay. I love hearing his voice. Seven of Cups. He definitely felt like there was a lot of options. He was kind of daydreaming about, like, what would it be like if I came back? Or what would it be like if I did something different? Maybe if I didn't. King of Cups reversed and the Five of Swords reversed. But he's not, like, too upset. He's trying to be emotionally mature. And he's not going to let that conflict him, right? Like, with all this, you know, regret, I feel like he's basically saying, hey, like, mentally, I wasn't there, because we have all the swords cards are in reverse, and that talks about mental states. Okay, air, because of your thoughts, the air, yeah. If that's reversed, I'm telling you, he feels like mentally, he didn't really have it together, which is absolutely true, you know, on Earth he didn't, and he's, like, recovering from that slowly every day, I feel like. Can you clarify this, Jonghyun? Like, how are you feeling right now? Right now. He's saying thank you to me, by the way. He's like, thanks for doing this reading. No one's gotten that deep. You're welcome. You're welcome, babe. Okay, can you clarify this energy here? I feel like there's something that you want to share. Okay. You say shuffle more. He's saying shuffle some more. You're joking me, right? Okay, I'll take them all because I like them. I like this order. Let me see all of these that came up. I really love this deck that I made. Let's just start with the fact that, I'm gonna put this here. We have the Queen of Wands, so it's him. He's feeling pretty confident. He feels like a leader. He knows that, yeah, maybe what I did was wrong, but, like, he feels better now in the place he's at. He feels confident. He feels like he can be himself. We have the Ace of Swords again, upright. He feels like maybe he didn't have a victory in the past, but now he has it. Now he has like the mental capacity to be like, that's why I did this. This is what I signed up for. Four of Wands reverse. He feels like maybe the relationships in his life he didn't really like. Don't get me wrong. He feels like they were fine and everything. Like, he's not saying they were in the wrong. He feels like maybe it's him. Maybe he was the one who effed up his relationships because of this. He feels like maybe he effed up things, and or something to do with his happiness. He was the cause probably for his own happiness, or he's trying to get mental clarity on his happiness, something like that. You know what I mean? The King and Page of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, let me just show you that. Didn't we get the King of Pentacles in this one? Yeah, we did. So he's trying to remain this mature. He's trying to be as emotionally mature as he can, and he's still learning about his past. I feel like he still is. He's trying to figure out why this happened and everything. Knight of Swords in reverse, but he's not doing it all that quickly. He's just like, hey, I need to slow down. I know I was born into this fiery energy and I'm really compassionate, but the Queen of Swords, Queen of Wands, I feel like is definitely him, because he kind of gives me like more of the feminine vibe, because he was really creative, and femininity is usually known as being creative. Like, he composed so many songs and stuff, and he was very fashionable and respectful. So I'm not saying men are masculine energy isn't, but it's more harsh. But he was really like soft for once. Like, when he was older, he got more and more like calm. But what I'm sensing with this is, with the Knight of Swords, like, he's slowing down. Right now he's analyzing the relationships, why he possibly wasn't happy on Earth. And I think that's good. He's analyzing that. And you're joking me. The Seven of Cups again in reverse. It feels like maybe he has a lot of options, but like, I don't know if I drew them in this time or the last. I did draw them this time. Yep. He feels like possibly he doesn't have a lot of options, and he knows that the only option really is, maybe the only option is to reflect, because he knows he influenced the world and everyone recognizes him as this K-pop star, right? But I feel like so far he feels pretty content and hopeful. That's what that's saying. That's pretty good. I want him to be hopeful. I want him to be happy. You know what I'm saying? I don't want anything else more than that, especially, with what happened to him. I want him to feel like, okay, that's why I did that. Oh, you guys, that wasn't the star, that was the sun. So, you could be a Leo watching this. But he feels hopeful and he feels happy. He feels like he's shown the world a lot. He feels content in where he's at. I think that should at least make us happy. You know what I'm saying? Knowing that... Sorry, that was gross. Knowing that he is in a place where he feels like he can be his self and he's happy right now, but he's just reflecting. He's reflecting on his old life, but yet he's happy. And he doesn't know, he's unsure of when to go on into Earth. If that makes sense. Like, he's not sure when he wants to come back, but he knows he has to. But right now he's gonna bask in the happy place that he's in, his life plan, and he's not worried all that much. This is gonna be a long one, I'm sorry guys, because I have 7 or 8 more questions. But that's okay, we want to get as much information as we can. So the next question I have is, how do you feel about SM Entertainment? I'm not saying I hate the company. In fact, I love so many artists. You guys know NCT is my fave. By the way, NCT videos coming out on a tarot reading. Okay, Jonghyun, I'm gonna use this file. How do you feel about SM Entertainment? How do you feel about SM? Wowza. Okay, let's just spread them out. Let's just... Oh boy. Oh boy, we'll just use these cards. I feel like he's telling me you don't need to clarify. This is the main energy. Nine of Pentacles. They can stand on their own, is what he's saying they can. They have the potential for that. But I don't think he necessarily sees it. Oh boy, I'm getting a lot of negative cards. One of them is actually really positive. But let's see how he feels. If you guys can see this. Literally, my mark on my neck is hurting, so I know this is like a struggle for him to talk about, but he's willing to. Thank you. Ten of Wands. I feel like he feels like people work way too hard over there. There's so many burdens. I mean, he did, obviously, right? Again, Wands in reverse. King of Wands. He feels like there's too much authority. They're too strict, and they make people work way too hard. And they're too scattered. They make people do way too much. Like, this is the card where people learn. And look at that. The person on here is like staring at the pentacle like, ooh, that's interesting. But it's in reverse, so it's like they're making them do so much, learn so many languages, learn so many choreos, learn so many raps and lines, and have so many interviews, which is understandable for K-pop. He's saying, again, though, they have this potential, but they're making the artists work so much. We have the Tower in reverse. I'm just going to show you it upright real quick. He feels like there's going to be a change, and it's going to wait. He feels like there was a change in there, but right now he feels like it's going to be positive for them. It's going to make them successful. He feels like I feel like he's telling me the change has already happened. It's going to make them successful, but they're going to lose something in return. Whether that be groups or however, like, and then the Devil, that alone, just hearing the Devil, like, he feels like they're very, very strict. Even the definition on here is restricting. There's an evil male energy. I feel like it's probably Lee Suman, but don't count on that. This is just allegedly for entertainment purposes only. Don't kill me, please. Okay. But he's saying there's a positive change coming through, but they're gonna have to lose something in return because they make the artists work too hard. They're gonna have to. Wow, Nine of Wands. Yeah, like, they are thinking way too much about how the groups should work. It's too calculated. It's too authoritative. It's too much for them. They have this way too much hard work. Way too much reproductivity. They work so hard. He's basically saying that if they like slow down like how much they do, I feel like they'd be a ton better. Can you clarify this, Jonghyun? Can you clarify this? Thank you. Alright. That was perfect. 3 rows and 3 cards. He's saying they need to walk away from things that don't serve. Especially the artists. I feel like the artists and the staff need to walk away. He's saying staff, yes. Need to walk away from things that don't serve. In reverse, we have the 2 swords, and they have to make that decision. One decision. Because the King of Wands, again. You guys, we have the King of Wands twice, so this is telling me he feels like the authority there is way too high, and they need to take things more, they shouldn't take things as seriously as they do in there. He's saying, shuffle more cards. Okay, so he knows. He already knows. He has a lot. I'm gonna take these 2 and then see what these are, and then I'll call it. So, Ace of Cups and the 10 of Wands, for sure. 10 of Wands again. Okay, he feels like they work too hard. He burdens all the members of all the groups, whether they're boy groups or girl groups. He feels that. Okay? He's saying that they're losing their minds over there. Ace of Cups. There's so many emotions over there. He feels happy because I feel like that's where he got to start, but he also he resents the company, like, for what they did, but he sees that they're going to be changing soon. Or he's saying if they don't change. Wait a second, with the Tower. Okay. If they don't, like, accept the change, then there won't be positive results. That's what I'm getting. He's saying yes. The Fool. So there's gonna be, he feels like, he's forgiven them. He's forgiven SM for how they treated him. But he feels like he misses the members. For sure, he's with them a lot. And I'll get to that in my last question. Six of Swords, he feels like he's moved on, definitely. Nine of Swords, but he has felt like they've been keeping people up at night, making them anxious. Page of Swords, or Nine of Swords. He feels like they just, I don't know, like they're too much energy. There's too much going on in there. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say, I think, on that. He's saying to shuffle the other decks to prove, but I'm gonna put this up first. This is getting long. This is getting long, you guys. Okay, so give me a card. How do you feel about SM Entertainment? How do you feel about SM? Jonghyun, how do you feel about SM? He's giving me that image. He's saying you don't really need to shuffle anymore. He's giving me an image in his head. You know how in that SNL skit where he's on the airplane and he's wearing a green jacket? Where he has like that's the face he's giving me. It's like he doesn't know how to feel about them, you know? It's like almost shocking that he feels like he's shocked how he's even like forgiving them at this point. But at the same time, it's like he knows if he doesn't move on from how they treated him, then he won't ever move on, if that makes sense. Like, he knows he has to. But he's definitely saying they can definitely stand on their own if they embrace change and, like, how they operate. But he feels like, he feels mostly positive things, but he does wish that whoever's in charge, which we know who, or whoever's even, like, restricting other groups. He's giving me the image of Super M. What about Super M? He's saying they're Lee Soo-min's favorites, which, by the way, I have nothing against them. I have their album. I love them. All of them. But he's just giving me information, so I have to say it. So, Jonghyun, what does SM have to do with, what does Super M have to do with how you feel about SM? How does SM feel about? How does SM have to do with how you feel? How does Super feel with how you feel about SM? He feels like he maybe lost a part. Okay, actually, hold on. There's gonna be a change that's kind of unwelcome, and they feel like they're probably the unwelcoming change among the other groups there. Despite, you know, all of them being a part of different groups on their own anyway. Okay, Jonghyun, I have another question to ask you. How do you feel about SM artists? How do you feel about the artists, the groups in SM, whether they're solo artists or groups? How do you feel about SM artists? How do you feel about SM artists right now? How do you feel about SM artists? He's saying those will probably be the only cards I need, but I can shuffle with the minor Kana deck. So let's just order all of these up. Okay, can you clarify this whole thing? How do you... Alright, how do you feel? Alright, I don't even have to ask. I feel like that's enough. So let's start with these three. They're all reversed. We have, this one stuck out to me, but I'm going to read it last, best for last. The Page and Two of Cups. He feels like, you know, Page, Two of Cups reversed. I feel like they're not meant to be like that, but I feel like that's how he thinks the company's treating them. He feels like they're not stable. There's no harmony here. He feels like they're not in alignment. There's too much going on. And he feels like they need to rebel from the company. They need to leave. Okay, because Taurus, this is in reverse, the tradition card. He feels like something's wrong with them. Like, not wrong with them, but like within the company. Like, they're being forced to act a certain way when they don't feel it. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're being forced. Okay, how is he? You guys, let's start with the reversed card, the only one that's reversed. Three of Pentacles. So it feels like they're not close with a lot of people, even though we see it in the videos. I feel like it feels like there could be people in there. I'm getting my little sore on my neck is hurting, so that's next about communication. Anyway, Three of Pentacles in reverse is like a community, but when it's in reverse, there's like a third party involved, ruining their work, you know what I'm saying? And he feels heartbroken for them. He feels bad for them. This is upright. Okay, he feels bad for them because he was there. And this is reversed too, I think. Oh, actually no, this was upright, I'm sorry. He basically feels like, bad for them because they are his friends. He is really close with them. That's how he feels. He feels like, he hasn't moved on from them because he misses them. He knows that they're gonna be legends, the artists themselves, not the company. I mean the company because of them, but and then we have the Seven of Wands upright and the Seven of Cups. There's gonna be so many options out there for them. He feels so many different ways, I feel like, for so many different artists that he misses because they're his friends. But the Seven of Wands reversed, he feels like they're defending something. He feels kind of like he would defend them no matter what. Okay. Two of Cups again. Yeah, he loves them. He loves them a lot. You know, this is not reversed. He feels like he would give them everything. But I feel like they don't get that chance in SM. They just kind of... And I forgot a card that fell was the King of Pentacles. Feels like they were totally true friends because they were his true family. I feel like I'm being told to shuffle it. How do you feel about SM? I mean, artist, SM artist, but I think he understands. Aww. The Hermit and the Queen of Cups. So he definitely loves them to death. He loves them so much, he misses them, you know, but he feels like they need time on their own. He wants them to have time for themselves because he feels like they don't get that. And I'm sure they don't, you know. They don't probably get that. And because the video is getting long, I'm gonna quickly get these. I'm not gonna use as many cards. At least I'm gonna try not to. So the next question I have is, how can we communicate with you? How can fans communicate with you at any given moment? Like, how can we just, you know, talk to you? Jonghyun? How can we communicate? How can the fans communicate with you now? How can fans communicate with you? 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 How can fans communicate? Thank you. The Fool in reverse and the Four of Cups in reverse. So we cannot be grieving him. We basically need to like be chill. We need to chill out. We need to kind of be cautious, you know, around us, but also, you know, just kind of be serious about it, right? If we really want to. We can't be sad about him because we know he's doing okay. You're joking. How can we get a hold of him? 10 of Cups. Just recognizing that I feel like when we're complete with ourselves, emotionally, we need to be happy emotionally. Even if we're not happy emotionally, he'll still be there, but I think what he's saying is recognize that I am a part of your soul family. Embrace him with open arms. Like, see how their arms are open? Like, feel like you're on top of the world when you're talking to him, if you can. Like, and be like, hey, or basically what I'm saying is, be ready for his energy. If you're kind of scared to contact him, he's saying don't be, just trust that I'm here and have your arms ready to receive my messages. Saying yes. Okay. Is there anything else? How can we get a hold of you? How can fans get a hold of you? How can fans get a hold of you? How can fans get a hold of you? Oh, that sword on my neck, bro. Okay, 5 of Swords in reverse, so don't make it hard. Don't make it hard. Because that's how it's going to be hard to communicate. We got Virgo again. 4 of Pentacles and the High Priestess. Trust your intuition that you were talking to him. And he's basically saying just hold on to the connection. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to talk to me, he's saying. Right? Which pile? He's saying pick that card. 2 of Cups. So basically he's saying I'm here, you know? Just trust I'm here. Because feel like I'm there. Because, like, you know, be very accepting of the connection. What else? How can we get a hold of you? Jeez. I will take them because there's only 4 cards. Thank you. This is gonna be a long ass video. Be a long ass ride. Okay, so we have the 8 of Wands. And let me see what it's paired with. 9 of Swords, 5 of Swords again, and the 7 of Pentacles. Let's start with the 8 of Wands and the 9 of Swords. I feel like they go hand in hand. So basically, he's saying he'll just trust I'll be there to relieve your stress. Don't be stressed about the connection. It'll come in really, really fast. If you trust that it won't be bad. 5 of Swords again and the 7 of Pentacles. You know, slow and steady, guys. He's saying it might be hard if you're not used to channeling spirits. But we also have this pop too. Knight of Wands or the Page of Wands. That's him. He's saying just trust I'm in this connection. Like, have faith, you know. Feel like you're on top of the world, right? Because I am absolutely here all the time. If you want to... Did you just hear that? Just saying talk to me. Just talk to him. And I feel like you will just know he's around. Like I do in my videos. And you guys can already see in my videos that he shows his presence a lot. Like, he's sending so many signs. Like, listen to music. I wouldn't be surprised if you kind of see things moving in the background. Or something. Like, let me know if you guys do in the comments. I might find it when I'm editing. Now I have another question. How do we know you're here? I kind of already answered that. Like, listening to his music. Jonghyun, how do we know you're here? How can... Jonghyun, how can we know you're here? Jonghyun, how can you show us, the fans, or whoever wants to contact you, how can we know you're there? just the lyrics, guys. I'm so into you. Okay, so how can we know you're here, Jonghyun? Reversed, upright. We keep getting the 8 of Wands. I think that's really significant. 8 and 9. Let's talk about this one in reverse. So, it's usually about taking action and fast actions, fast movement, but he's saying it might take a while before you know at first, but then, we have 2 kings. Alright, he wants you to know that you will know what's true if you just communicate and, look at these kids. Just, he is there. Just trust that he's there. You know what I'm saying? How we know he's there? You'll feel safe. You'll feel... He's basically saying, don't really listen to your head, because I think the King of Swords was in reverse, but at the same time he's saying, like, you'll feel like you're getting answers for something. You know what I'm saying? Queen of Cups and the Nine of Wands in reverse. Yeah, this is the major one. Let's read it first. Nine of Wands. Things won't necessarily be delayed, except maybe, like, I feel like this is meant to be upright. I think. Things aren't necessarily meant to be. Okay, so you'll know he's here when you're in flow, you feel like things are going really well when you're talking to him, and when you use your intuition, simply, things will come fast. And yeah, again, this is reverse, delays reverse. You just feel like, you'll feel like you can just communicate really easy, and you'll hear lyrics. I feel like that's enough. Like what you'll just see signs. That's how I know someone's here. I just had to ask because I was curious. Okay, so who are you with right now, Jonghyun? Who are you surrounded by? That is a lot. I feel like that's not exactly what you want to say. Who are you surrounded by? Oh my gosh. Who are you surrounded by? Who are you with? Okay, I'll take him. He says that's all. That's all you'll need. Okay, so he is with... he's in a better place. Oh! Wheel of Fortune in reverse this time. I feel like he's with people that maybe he's wronged in the past, or maybe wronged him, he's with them, but I feel like... Queen of Pentacles in reverse. I think right now he's with he's with some type of feminine energy, because that's like a queen, okay? Alright. I feel like he's with people he loves, because I got called to pick possibly people he's been with in past lives, because commitments, but people he's been with in past lives, and people that have conflicted him, or people that have gotten him out of trouble. I feel like he's with his family again, Wheel of Fortune in reverse, like with people that got him out of tough times, you know what I'm saying? Old friends, old people in the place he's at. He's with people that make him happy. Alright, I think that's enough for that one. Jonghyun, where are you at currently? Where is your soul residing? Where does your soul currently reside? Where does your soul reside? Where is your soul? Okay. That one wanted to come out too. So, where's he at? You guys. We have the Ten of Cups. He is in paradise. He is. His soul is in a much better place. Empress. Empress is typically about a divine feminine. When it talks about maybe a place, I'm assuming it's like, it's not like as I wouldn't say as fancy as he imagined, but it's not like necessarily about beauty, like heaven. You know what I'm saying? It's not necessarily about the finer things, even though I feel like finer things are there. And he's not going anywhere there. He's in a place where he feels like he doesn't want to leave. He's happy, you know? It may not be as beautiful as he thought, but like, not beautiful, but may not be focused on beauty and tangible things like here, but he doesn't want to leave because he's fulfilled. He feels wonderful because he worked really hard. He feels like his soul's in a place where he worked hard and he's reviewing that. He's reviewing that, and he doesn't have to learn anything anymore. But he is coming back. I know I said earlier he is learning, but I feel like he's in a place where he doesn't have to learn anything as for now. That makes sense. Like, when he comes back to Earth, he will, but right now, he can't learn anything. He's learning, but he's not experiencing on Earth. He's just reviewing what he did and being like, okay, I need to do this different when I come back, etc., right? Yeah. He's feeling ambitious. He's in a nice place where they are very encouraging. I feel like they're very emotionally fulfilling. Can you give me one more card about where you're at? Like, where are you, Jonghyun? Oh, I'm gonna cry. The Sun is the best card in the deck. He's in a place where he's so happy, he's so positive. I think that's wonderful. I'm so happy for you. Okay, so what are your thoughts? Speaking, how do you want fans to remember you? Ace of Pentacles and the Seven of Cups. He wants to remember someone who was always willing to try new things. Yeah, I feel like always sending new things. I'm getting the image of the Ace album where he's talking with Taemin. He's like, yeah, Ace. If you don't know what I'm talking about, basically he was talking with Taemin on this one episode, and he was basically talking about how, like, he copied his album, but it was a joke because they had a similar name. Let's talk about these. 4 Pentacles, they're all Pentacle cards. So he wants us to remember him as someone who tried to put a legacy, who tried to be stable. So we have this 2, 4, and 9 of Pentacles. So let's start with the 9 Pentacles. He wants us to remember him as someone who was thriving on his own. Because, you know, as you know, he really wasn't with anyone that we know of when he was depressed. I mean, I know he's been with a few people, but at the time he wasn't. He wants us to remember him as thriving. 2 of Pentacles and the 4 of Pentacles. He wants us to still hold on to the good memories of him. That's holding on. And to know that the decision he made was really, really hard. Okay, can you clarify these? How do you want us to remember you? Okay. The Queen of Cups, for sure. He wants us to remember him as someone who was emotionally mature, someone who was caring, you know, just compassionate for his fans and family and members. And the 2 of Wands and the 5 of Wands. Someone who went really far despite having so many conflicts. And I think that's true. I think he really did go far despite having so much. How do you want us to remember you? 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 I want one more card. Oh, I love these cards, you guys. So we have the 8 of Pentacles. So he wants us to remember him as someone who worked really hard as well. Like, he practiced a lot and put a lot of time in the K-pop industry, and he was really committed to that. He was committed to K-pop and music. Someone who's committed to music, who worked hard. He may not have had a lot of willpower, but he definitely did for his fans. He wants the fans to know that he loves them and really believes in them. And he wants us to remember him because of the fact that he took a lot of risks and he's free now. He wants to remember him as being free. And I think that's beautiful. I want to show you this card though, the 10 of Wands. He went through a lot though. Okay, he wanted me to really show you that one. He went through a lot, but he is very proud of the fans. He loves you guys. He loves me. You know, he was committed for sure to his job, but you know, he's free now. He's free from this life. Yes, he might have to go through something similar again, but he's telling me, I don't care. Like, I'm willing to learn again. And if I don't, I don't. I learned at least a few things, he's saying. I learned at least a few things, and that's true, I feel like. He learned patience, he learned, because I mean, hey, with 4 members other than yourself, and you guys always have strong opinions. Boy, there was 3 fire signs in SHINee. Minho, Onu, and him. That must have been rough, okay? Rough. I can feel like some energy around my elbow. It's so weird. I think it's him. Okay, 2 more questions. So how are your thoughts on the virus right now? Is there anything we can do to cope? You guys, did you hear that? That was my lava lamp. Oh. Okay, he's here. Hi. He's probably like over here. Anyway. Okay, before this video gets too long. So how do you want us to remember you? Oops. How do you feel about the virus? How do you feel about the virus? He's saying, that's it. Like, he's saying that's it, because he doesn't really want us to focus on it, I feel like. And I have that same opinion. I really do. I think it's too much. Overall energy, he's saying 8 of Cups. 8 in reverse. But I feel like he means this. If we need to walk away from it. I mean, it's kind of hard to do, but like, walk away our focus. He wants us to stop focusing on it, which I can understand why. I don't even need to ask that. The bottom row is all reversed, so let's see. He feels like we are not spending enough time with our friends and family, and we need to be doing that. I know a lot of people are trying to be cautious, but he's saying we need to get inspired again. We're not inspired, we're not hanging out with our friends, we're not hanging out with our family, and he feels like maybe we're useless if we do that. But there's hope, I feel like, in this. That's what he's telling me. 4 Pentacles and then 2 of Pentacles again. We need to, he feels like if we expand on this, that, 4 Pentacles, 2 Pentacles. We're holding on, if we hold on to the memories we have with our family and we make them, and we forget about these hard decisions, I feel like we'll be okay. Like, we need to be seeing our family, we need to be seeing our friends. The world, we need to be getting creative again, because he feels like we have all this time now, so we need to be doing these things. If we can't be with our friends and family, we need to be inspired again, you know? When I asked about him and he did that with the lava lamp, you guys heard it, there's proof. You may not have seen it, but you heard it. Okay. Okay, so how do you feel about the virus? Oh. Okay, so there's 2 different meanings. So it's 9 of Swords and the Fool. You guys. It feels like it's giving us too much anxiety. He kind of feels anxious for us a little bit, but he says it's a new beginning for sure. And it may be a change that we don't want, but it's definitely something we need. Now, I'm done talking about that. Lastly, this is the favorite question I have. So, how do you feel about the SHINee members? I'm going to ask about each one, okay? So, how do you feel about Onu? How do you feel about Onu? I'm gonna read into these. 6 of Wands reverse. He feels like he probably is holding on to something from the past, probably his loss. King of Cups in reverse. I feel like he feels like he is still like he hasn't let go of this loss. He feels, he doesn't want things to get to him. He feels like things get to him so easily. Queen of Swords and Knight of Cups in reverse. So he feels like, I feel like he makes decisions. He says, I feel like he wants to tell him to be more honest and don't just make decisions based on how you feel. Make decisions based on what you know is right. And I feel like it probably has to do with SM, but he loves him. He loves him to death. Look at that. He loves Onu. He loves Onu. Okay. Now, and by the way, guys, I already know he's protecting them right now while they're in the Korean army. Like, at least 3/4 of them, you know, because Taemin's not in the army yet. Because he's with Subaru. Okay, so now I'm gonna ask about Ki. So how do you feel about Ki? 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 Okay, how do you feel? You're so funny. How do you feel about Ki? He's saying you can just read with these if you want, but I'm gonna get some of the other ones too. I think he has a lot to say to Ki. Like, he just does. I don't know if Ki will watch my videos in the future. He has a lot. Okay, let's start with, let me just read on to the energy. These are reversed. Oh. Okay. I'm getting called to start with these. The Queen of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups. He feels like, again, with the Knight of Cups in reverse, Onu had that. That's Ki's sign as a Virgo. He feels like he just makes decisions again based on, like, he feels like mentally he is not there. Emotionally he's not there. He feels like he lacks, like, he doesn't know what to, he feels uninspired. He doesn't know what decisions he wants to do. And I guess that's kind of understandable. Four of Pentacles again. You have so much to say with that Four of Pentacles. And the Four of Cups. He feels bad for him. He feels like he's holding on still. He feels like they're all holding on still, somewhat. And he feels like he works too hard again. I feel like he feels like he emotionally has this, he feels like he emotionally represses things. We have almost all of the pages, so I feel like, feels like he doesn't express himself emotionally that often, and he feels like he needs to heal because there's a conflict within him. I need to clarify. Okay, so how do you feel about Ki? How do you feel about Ki? How do you feel about Ki? This one fell right on my lap. You guys, I got the same card as Onu. He feels like Ki needs to move on. Or Ki's moved on too fast, and he hasn't healed. And, oh my god, the Five of Swords again. That's so sad. I feel like he feels like he has this inner conflict that he hasn't healed yet. Probably because of the loss. But he still loves him very, very much. The lovers came up. He feels, you know, he still appreciates Ki. But he feels like he needs to use his intuition more. Because Judgment. He definitely still cares. He feels like he needs to go his own way. He needs to do what he wants instead of what the company is saying to do all the time. I know he's not there now, but like eventually when he goes back, because you know he will probably go back. He's saying he needs to do what he wants to do. Isn't that right? Getting it into my nose. I'm assuming he's pretty correct. Now let's do my favorite member. If you guys don't know, my bias in SHINee is Minho. My favorite member. So, key. Oh my god, I haven't even started yet, though. I like to take cards and just put them in different as soon as I can. We have 2 more members, and it's almost an hour. But he had a lot to answer, and I feel like I asked a lot, and he's coming through. Okay, so I'm getting a no. Look at my nose. She's really right here, guys. Wow. How do you feel about Minho? How do you feel about Minho? That came out fast. How do you feel about Minho? How do you feel about Minho? Okay. Alrighty. So I'm gonna just... Okay, clarify these parts. How do you feel about Minho? How do you feel about Minho? Alrighty. I think that's enough. Okay. Oh my gosh, guys. So, we have the 6 of Swords yet again. He feels like he needs to move on from this connection. And that he's, again, holding on to it. Holding on to him. And grieving. He feels like Minho needs... He's kind of like... 5 of Cups. Minho's grieving a lot. He's thinking a lot about him. He feels that. He feels that, and he feels like that's really, like, pushing him behind in life. Like he needs... 6 of Swords again. He needs to move on. He hasn't moved on. And Wands is both of them fire. It feels like Minho is, like, amazing. He's passionate in everything what he does, but there's some... He hasn't healed emotionally. That's what I'm getting. And he works too hard, but he really, really cares. Look at that. That's his feelings for Minho. He really loves him. He really loves him, guys. And he feels... He really loves Minho, and he knows there's a new start for him that's gonna be amazing. He's gonna have a wonderful life, and he feels that. He feels that his brothers need to just let go of this. And I'm gonna do 1 more member, and this will be over, guys. Last but not least, Taemin. Right? Taemin's awesome. He's saying just slide him in, and I'll pick my cards. Okay, so I have 1 last person to ask about, and then I will let you go. And I appreciate you joining me in this video. He's saying, oh, stop. Okay, so how do you feel about Taemin? How do you feel about Taemin-hyun? He called him Taemin-hyun, guys. That's why I'm saying that. I'm not being like a weirdo. Okay, can you clarify? How do you feel about Taemin? How do you feel about Taemin? And then I'm gonna end it. How do you feel about Taemin? You guys, these are cute. Cups, cups. Okay. So right off the bat, we have the Ace of Cups again for Taemin. He loves him. Okay. He loves Taemin. But he feels like Taemin has so much going on in his life and that it's making him sick. Maybe Taemin has so many emotions running through his mind right now regarding this, and it's conflicting him. And it's his own beliefs. Okay, it's not Jonghyun's beliefs, it's Taemin's own beliefs about the situation. Oh, the Queen and King of Cups. Yes, he loves him so, so much. He feels like, and that's Taemin's energy, by the way. If you guys don't know, he has a lot of Cancer in his chart. I'm gonna cry, these are good cards. Cups, 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 cups. We have more Cups cards. The 10 of Cups, which came in Onu's reading, he really, really, really loves Taemin. Like, Taemin is his family. Um, but again, he feels like Taemin is holding on to this connection, and he shouldn't be. And he feels like Taemin gets too anxious, and it's understandable. And he's grieving too much. He feels like he can feel his grieving, and he feels like Taemin, again with the Knight of Cups reverse, he feels like they're just ignoring their feelings. Yeah. They're ignoring their feelings. And he's basically saying, like, with this Three of Wands here, they're not moving on from this at all. He feels like he's his family, though, and he loves them very, very much. I mean, we had the King and the Queen of Cups upright, and the Ace of Cups. And he has so many emotions for Taemin, and the fact that I picked up his water energy too, I feel like he was just confirming now. Okay, one last message. Do you have a message for everyone, or do you feel like that's good? What's your message to everyone? That. Okay. The Three of Wands and the Fool. He's saying you need to get out of our comfort zone, but guess what? We're in a new time. And we may not see it yet, but he does. Alright, thank you, Jonghyun. That's it. I love you. And thanks for watching this whole video if you did. I love you. 사랑해.